Good morning and happy holidays. It is Mott's Drinking Wine at 9. Welcome. And why? Because it's 9 o'clock and we be drinking. It is the height of the holiday season and I have a first-time guest at the table. His name is Randy Freeland and he's the account development specialist for Moet Hennessy. That's right, you heard it right, Moet Hennessy, because Claude Moet was Dutch.
Yep.
So Randy, look at these holiday bubbles. I can't welcome you to the table enough. Thank you for bringing these amazing champagnes for our viewers and everybody involved to experience. So this is your little holiday show, so
Oh yeah.
let's go.
Well, Mats, I'm glad to be here. And since I'm a first timer, I thought I'd bring out the big guns, have some fun. We have some of the most famous wines, champagnes on the face of the planet today, and I thought I'd share them with you and our friends out there. Our first one is the Ruinart Blanc de Blanc. Blanc de Blanc means it's white from white. All champagnes are made from up to 8 grapes. We're not going to go into it. Most champagnes are made from the 3 same grapes, which are Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Meunier. This one is 100% Chardonnay from the Côtes de Blancs and mainly Montagne de Reims. Sorry.
Yep, the mountains of this little city in the middle of Champagne.
It's early and we've been drinking champagne.
And it's gorgeous because you're getting notes of brioche and bread pudding, a little bit of lemon zest and croissant.
Well, and I love the brilliant acidity of this. Pair it with I'm thinking something with ceviche, raw crudos, things like that, because it's going to let the freshness of the fish shine through, but you still get the brilliant acidity and the bright fruit of the wine coming through.
Right.
Pairing with it's going to be like a splash of citrus on your fish.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
And it's one of my favorite champagnes.
I mean, you can't go wrong, and Miss Sheila already has them on sale. It's absolutely one of my favorites, simply because it does allow the food to shine, and in retrospect, oysters or
oysters
fried
perfect.
chicken can allow the champagne to shine.
Well, I love fried foods and champagne. That is a classic. So I've been to Cava, I've been to Champagne, and many times we sit in the producer's house and we do have potato chips.
Sure.
That is a common.
That's one of my favorites.
Food pairing in
People think we're crazy, but the saltiness, the salinity, the viscosity, the flavors just work. People think, oh, we should have champagne and chocolate. No.
Yeah. Well, people act like they like it.
Yeah.
So good for them. I'm glad they're having a good time.
Yeah. Not a great pairing, but this is a nice way to start out the holiday season.
Well, and the best part about fine champagnes such as these is that I don't think you so much drink them as you allow them to effervesce off your tongue.
Yes.
It requires no effort, which can be dangerous.
Yeah.
Especially at 9 in the morning.
Yep. You're just sipping and savoring. I like that. Which brings us to champagne number 2. Everybody's favorite, the Widow.
Number 1 champagne in the United States, number 2 in the world.
That's right.
So it's the most popular champagne in the United States. And the Veuve Clicquot, the Widow Clicquot, is what Veuve, and it is Veuve. You gotta remember, it's Veuve rhymes with
like love. Yep.
Because everybody loves Veuve.
Right. That's good.
The Veuve Clicquot, one of the first hugely successful women to run a multinational industry. She was there at the right time, but also her perseverance, based on her. She was rich, but she had hardships as a child because it was during the French Revolution. Her father was a staunch royalist. He hit it well, played the game right. She learned to play the game and game everybody, and she translated that to her business acumen as well. So it's really impressive what she was able to pull off at that time.
The book is amazing. If you get a chance to read it, I've read the book 6 times. I saw the movie. She was a pioneer in the champagne business before even many of these champagne houses came into existence.
Oh yeah.
And she took over the House of Clicquot when she was 27.
Yep.
Wasn't a great fan of Napoleon at the time. I could see, but there's so much history behind her, what she did, what she accomplished, even translating to today. And if you see me in the store, stop me and I'll tell you all about her. But Randy, tell our viewers about this wonderful combination.
So Veuve Clicquot, this is 50% Pinot Noir, it's 20% Meunier and 30% Chard. Veuve Clicquot always wants to showcase the power of Pinot. They want to be a powerhouse Chardonnay. In our book, it starts with the Ruinart, which is appropriate since Ruinart was the first champagne house ever founded in 1728, and then it moves from there to the Moet, which would be the middle ground.
Sure.
Veuve is the heavier, and then after that you have Krug and the Armagnac Brignac.
Sure. And I'm glad that you mentioned Veuve being a heavier champagne. I often tell my friends and guests that I serve this during the autumn and winter because it is a heavier champagne. It has more yeast, more weight on the palate. I wouldn't necessarily drink this in July because it would be
a little bigger.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to get that baked biscuits.
Well,
you
this is
want
kind of the stout of champagne.
Right. That brioche, toasted hazelnut dynamic that she's so known for.
Well, and that brings up a really good point, because one of my biggest pet peeves is people think of champagne. It's a great celebratory drink. Don't get me wrong, but it's also one of the best food pairing wines there is. Champagne pairs with so many different things, and there's such a wide range of styles. You can find champagne to pair with almost any dish you're serving. And this, so we were talking about ceviche and crudos and raw fish dishes with the Ruinart. The Veuve allows you to move up to bigger dishes. You can move to lighter meats. You can move to fillets. You can move to pork dishes. You can move to things like that.
A grilled pork tenderloin.
Oh, fantastic
with the chimichurri sauce.
Yep, and people just don't think of that.
Right.
The chimichurri is a good point. This has 9 grams per liter residual sugar, which sounds like a lot, but when balanced with the acidity, it doesn't come through as sweet.
Right.
But it allows you to balance a slight little bit of spice.
Yep. And that's
perfect.
That's why we like it, because it is so versatile. It's so well known, and when Miss Sheila puts it on sale, it's so affordable because it's iconic. It really is.
Well, people always complain about the price of champagne, but they don't realize this champagne takes 3 years to make. Yeah. It just sits there. Anybody in inventory management can tell you, your product's sitting there for 3 years. You guys wouldn't let a product sit here for 3 years.
Right.
Good Lord, no.
Yeah.
It costs money.
And what's nice about champagne is it's a beverage. It's for every day. It doesn't have to be for a Super Bowl championship or just a wedding toast or New Year's. You could have it in the middle of October. You could have it in March when you're having people over for dinners, birthdays, pork tenderloin, something just every day.
Oh, yeah.
Treat yourself, treat your guests, because that's what's the beauty about this. It's so encompassing and welcoming.
Oh, and it's just, I mean, it brings joy to your life. Just sit there with a glass of champagne and reflect and realize what we do have. All of us have so much to be thankful for, especially this time of year.
Yes.
We made it through another year in this business. This is we're almost through another week. We're almost through another year. We got 16 more days or something, and then we're done.
We are. Which brings us to champagne number 3, one of my favorites. I don't get it that often. The beautiful rosé.
Which is great because Veuve Clicquot was the first producer of rosé champagne in 1818.
Yes, she was.
Champagne prior to that, they described as a pearl gray, which does not sound super cool.
Or appealing or appetizing.
It doesn't sound great. But of course, with her innovations in the riddling process to make the champagne clear, and then the addition of 12, this one has 12% Pinot Meunier added back into it.
Sure.
From her favorite vineyards in Bouzy, where she and her husband used to visit, and where she first learned about winemaking to begin with in Bouzy. So that's kind of an homage back to the Widow Clicquot and her early beginnings. And this, this wine, rosé champagne is my jam because I like the fruit's much more forward. It's got those bold notes. It's a lot more exciting.
Yeah, and it's a great color. Look at this color. It almost matches my shirt. For the holidays, how festive is that? You're getting cranberry and hibiscus, a little pomegranate, wild strawberries, but it's not sweet. Keep in mind, it's dry, it's effervescent, it's elegant, it has finesse.
Oh yeah, but it also has that power that Veuve wants to come through. So it's like it's an iron fist in a velvet glove.
Okay.
So it has the finesse, but it has the power to stand up to fuller bodied dishes. Once again, you're going to hear me, pounding that drum of pair champagne with food, drink more champagne with your meals.
Right.
It's what we should be doing. Just not saving it for the big game, because I'm not going to get sued for saying that other word.
Okay, that's good. You could easily pair this. I like that, Randy. You could easily pair this with medallions of beef tenderloin.
Oh yeah.
You could pair this with chicken tetrazzini.
I've actually done this. I am a hunter. I've done this with elk with a cherry compote. So elk backstrap with a cherry compote. It is fantastic.
And I forgot that you were a chef, a cook. Mott's has a little holiday present for you after we get done with the last and most special bottle of champagne. Take it away.
So the last bottle of champagne is quite possibly the most famous champagne on the face of the planet. It is, well, he didn't start it all. He is responsible for some of the biggest innovations in winemaking, the Dom Perignon. So salute, by the way.
Oh, cheers. Absolutely. I have a couple toasts for you, but I want you to tell our viewers and our guests about this beautiful vintage.
So this is the 2015 vintage. If anybody remembers the news in 2015 for Europe, very hot.
Very
It was the hottest. It was the hottest year that they'd had ever on record up to that point. This wine still retains brilliant acidity, but has depth and power, and caresses you as you drink it.
Right.
It is like a big, it's not warm, but a big hug, and just just invites you to drink more.
It envelops you and
Yep.
encases you because the champagne speaks for itself. I mean, when you have Dom Perignon, you're in good company, whether you're having food or not. You know, that's debatable. It's the presence of the bottle on the table.
Oh, the shield. Everybody knows that shield.
Sure,
You don't even
sure.
have to have the words on it, and everybody knows what that shield is. The cool thing, this is 5 grams per liter residual sugar, so you end up with that salinity on the back.
Yep.
That finish is just brilliant, and it cleanses your palate so much, so well, and leaves you wanting another drink.
Oh, sure. It's one of the few champagnes that you have a glass and you're still thirsty after the fact, because it is very dry and very refined.
Yep.
All of this just represents balance.
Oh yeah. So that's why
And
these are
great
some of the greatest champagnes on the planet, because they do it right. And they've done it right for a few hundred years.
Yes. And I can't thank you enough, Miss Sheila can't thank you enough for introducing myself and the viewers out there for the holidays or any day, any occasion. Treat yourself. Life is short enough where you need to be proactive. It's not selfish to think of you or your family or your guests, and this is a great way to begin that journey.
Nobody has promised tomorrow, so you might as well enjoy it today.
And so Mott's is going to go off camera for 1 second. I promised Roger a little bit of a surprise. Because he is an amazing cook and chef. So this is Mott's world famous bourbon smoked pepper.
Oh, neat.
So you can use that on fish and chicken and steaks, especially steaks. Open it up, smell.
I'll do some steak au poivre.
Yes, I gave some to my managers.
You can smell that. That's delicious. Yeah.
And my cameramen and my directors, and they love it. And that's just a little holiday.
I'm going to do a goose breast au poivre. So
With something beautiful to pair with.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So Randy, I have a couple great
Fantastic.
champagne toasts for you. Half mine, half maybe Winston Churchill. So when you're talking about war or politics, they're so interchangeable these days. It's often said that in victory, you deserve champagne, and in defeat, you need it.
Yes.
And one of my favorite champagnes, my toasts, feel free to use it. I told my viewers this as well. Randy, may all of your pains be champagne.
Cheers.
So everybody, we hope to see you soon. Come on down, get some of these bubbles, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Cheers.
Salud.